I'm the founder and CEO of Black Marketing, and occasionally I do these book reviews of business books that I've actually read and actually put into practice. And I got recommended this fantastic book here, Built to Sell, Creating a Business That Can Fly Without You by John Willow, by the entrepreneur Ron Kaufman. And he gave me the advice that I can either be a lifestyle entrepreneur, even at the size of Black Marketing now where we have 35 employees, or I can build a company specifically to sell at some point to actually then realize some value. Otherwise, how do you realize the value as an entrepreneur? And case in point, my heroes, Linkin Park, who I've met a couple of different times. They lost their founder tragically, and what do they do now? They're lost without their founder. And you can never be in a situation from an employee point of view, from a brand point of view, from a longevity point of view, when you lose your founder and that's the end of your company. And obviously Linkin Park will go on and on, but not how they would have been or done if they still had their founder. Whereas a brand like, for example, Iron Maiden, who are still touring across the world, they've differentiated their brand and taken it out to other products like beer, which fits in perfectly with their brand values, being very entrepreneurial. It also allows them to get around the world. I mean, this is in Singapore. I buy this in Singapore. Trooper beer, even though it's a British brand with a British beer, in Singapore. Even someone like, for example, Singapore Blondale comes with Tiger beer. You wouldn't know it because it's a niche. And one of the aspects I learned from this book is you have to niche your product. This is a fantastic niche because this is the Archipelago Brewery, which creates niche craft beers and great branding like this, for example. But it's completely different to Tiger. Don't even mention Tiger beer or Asia Pacific Breweries or Heineken, any of the brands connected to it. So it's very great niche marketing. I'm a great passionate believer in building businesses to actually sell them. I have built and sold several companies. I've got 7 brands now. But it's like, how do I build Black Marketing to sell it at some point in the future? Well, there are some great tips in Built to Sell. And some of those great tips are the niche. You've got to have a niche. You've got to basically specialize in one thing. Don't just be a generalist, but have a niche. And then you've got to look at a spread of clients. Never have one client dictating to you or dominating you, because then you're really at their mercy. If they decide to leave, you're screwed. So differentiate your clients. Make sure that your clients are a different spread of different geographies, for example, different countries, and also different areas in terms of disciplines, in terms of technology sectors or financial sectors. Make sure you're not going to be hit by any one particular downturn in any one particular company. Then you've got to look at a process. One thing I learned a lot from this is actually processing and standardization of our services, of our products. So we have a set list of services, for example, for Black Marketing. We have the same for our other brands, but Black, we're very, very focused on specific products and specific services. And if Gordon Ramsay had come in, and the first thing Gordon Ramsay does when he goes to a restaurant is he basically says, this menu is too long, you can't possibly service all these with great quality. He's dead right. It's the same with the business. And there's a great lesson in here about specializing in a certain area, be very, very focused, offer 2 or 3 different products or services, and that's it. But standardize that process so it's very, very simple and does not need you, does not need the founder to carry it through. Really, really important. And then you have to look at differentiating you and your company. Something I've struggled with a lot is how do I differentiate Black Marketing from Chris J. Reed? Well, I've got 7 different brands now. One I've actually called after me, my Masterclass brand. I've no intention of selling that, but I couldn't. Because it's named after me, it's very much about me. It's my biggest passion is obviously my Masterclasses, my keynotes when I'm on stage. So it's differentiating Black Marketing and saying, okay, how do I differentiate Black Marketing and actually say, although it's not named Chris J. Reed, how do I differentiate it enough for people to know that it's not all about me, it's not synonymous with me? That's a big challenge for a founder, phenomenal challenge. I've never called a company my own name apart from my first, and I realized my mistake. So I never did it again. I have sold that business and we kind of rebranded the new business, for example, a different company. So don't be synonymous with your own company. Very, very challenging. You've got to charge up front. A lot of people make mistakes about charging in the future, and cash is king when it comes to running your own business, as many entrepreneurs know. So charge up front, and you also see pretty quickly who's going to let you down, who's going to be a bad debt, who could be a problem client. By charging up front like you would do, like they employ a team, for example, or they employ their staff, you basically get them in a rhythm of paying. Like good clients will pay on a continuous basis. They're quite happy to pay you like they pay their staff. Then you've got to say no. I say no to clients all the time. I say no to clients who want me to do Facebook and Instagram, so YouTube. We say we focus on LinkedIn. Our specialism is LinkedIn. Our niche is LinkedIn. We have seven different brands, but all of them connect with LinkedIn. in some way or other. They all iterate out of LinkedIn. So you've got to specialize, you've got to niche, and you've got to say no to basically opportunities that will take you in different directions, away from your core business. If you want to sell this business, and you need to explain your story about how you are specializing and niching and you're the number one in that particular agency. We're the number one LinkedIn marketing agency across the world. Our nearly 1,000 recommendations on LinkedIn tell you that. You also need to have a pipeline. It's very important you have a pipeline, but also that you can predict where your pipeline goes. And you can predict kind of how much of your pipeline will actually come in. So it's very good in terms of the practical steps you need to do in terms of creating and building your business to actually sell it at some point. Then you need to look at, for example, sales reps. Very, very hard. I found this the biggest challenge. We've had salespeople over the years. None of them can sell as passionately or as purposefully as me, and none of them can close deals as much as I can. Obviously, being the founder, you're always going to be able to close deals, or you should be able to close deals more than anybody else. But how do you get sales reps? We're looking at, for example, a country manager that's head of business development in Zurich to help us grow the business there. It's our second biggest market. How do I find someone there with as much passion as me? How do I find someone with a passion here or in Hong Kong or elsewhere? It's very challenging, but you need that to obviously differentiate yourself and to sell the business. If you sell the business, you're no longer involved, you need a management fee, a management team. And that includes salespeople, general managers. So we've just employed a general manager, and he's doing a wonderful job in taking the process out of me, taking the management out of me, because that's not my strength. I'm the first to admit I am not a great people manager. I'm too demanding, I'm too direct. So I need someone like our general manager now to actually take that on, take it over, and actually work with my team and work with our clients so I can focus on building the brands, doing my keynotes, doing my masterclass, building the pipeline and closing deals, so we are actually building the brand to sell at some point in the future. I can't do that without a good management team, and that means the rest of the team as well. So we employ 35 people now, and every single one of them is phenomenally important when it comes to building the management team. They have a great opportunity too, to help me shape the business and help our general manager shape the business. And ultimately, it all comes down to, is this good enough for an independent advisor to actually sell the business? And you will know in terms of the branding, in terms of the stats, in terms of the feedback, in terms of the clients, in terms of the pipeline, in terms of the P&L, whether you have done a good enough job to actually build your company to sell. So have you created a business that can thrive without you? Can you sell your business? Well, if you follow these steps in these fantastic books, you'll be almost there. You'll be on the way there, as long as you learn the lessons and put it into place. Good luck.